Hello there, fellow NPCs. I am Carbon Scythe, and today it is, well, right now it's the 9th of August, and I'm gonna play a little special game today. It's actually like this, that the game developer, Team Brunomir, it's actually so that the game developer, Team Brunomir, contacted me and asked if I wanted to play their soon-to-be-released game, Jake's Paralysis. And when they told me about it, which is essentially that it's about a normal dude in 21st century, no wait, then 20th century America, I would assume, is suddenly transported back to the roaring 20s. I felt like, yes, that is exactly the kind of game I have to play, because that is where Valentin is coming from. He is from the 20s. That's the main idea for when I created that character. So let's read about Jake's Paralysis, and then let's get going to the actual game. Okay? You move to the big city with your best friend Lucy to make your dreams come true. There you meet Nina, a bold femme fatale that will turn your world upside down. When both seem interested, you try to understand your messy feelings for each other and make a final choice. But something unexpected happens. A kiss will make you travel in time to a small room surrounded by cigarette smoke and gangsters from the 20s running after you. Why am I in the Prohibition era? Who are these people? And how do I get back home? Yeah. The Prohibition era, when it was illegal to actually... I don't remember it was illegal to drink, but it was illegal to sell alcohol anyway. And yeah, so let's get going with Jake's Paralysis. Let's go. Okay, so the very first thing I notice here is that the scroll is extremely slow. Let's see. 1 full scroll, 2, 3, 4. 4 full scrolls just to get all there. So that might be something you need to check out on. And it's the same with the graphics here. Eesh. That's beginning. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to judge, essentially. Let's just play the first chapter of Jake's Paralysis. Here's Jake, and I'm assuming one of the friends we're going to meet. I doubt it's his sister, it usually isn't. But yeah. Oh lord! Continue, right click, return, enter, escape, UI navigation, pause, help, toggle UI. I guess pretty straightforward actually. Just a lot of shortcuts if you need them. What's the right click? Oh, it's the continue. Okay, gotcha. I only use the keyboard anyway. I'm just like the average really. I don't have any special talent nor a life-changing dream. In fact, I think everyone's story sounds more interesting than my own. Except for one detail. A particular gift, if you can call it that way. Okay, so we are running on gravel ground. What the hell is that look? What is this? Okay. Never seen this in a visual novel. It's freaking me out. Where am I going? Does fate exist? Or is life supposed to be an endless running without meaning? Okay, yeah, where are we? Ah, there we are. Some kind of park. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, that is... yeah, I understand this would be take a lot to animate the girl going back there, but still, looks weird. What the hell? What? It was Sunday, a number of weeks before. Why is there a random bird here at the end? A blackbird. It was Sunday, a number of weeks beforehand. We were at a luscious green park located in the city limits, with numerous benches of surrounded wide spaces of grass, interrupted by a small child's play park. Could you believe it, Lucy? When I was a kid, Jansville was huge, yet it seems so tiny now. It must be our own perception, because this town hasn't changed one bit in years. I will miss the park. I will miss this park, surrounded by maple trees. You mean those you couldn't go down from without my help? I was 5, get over it. It's incredible that tomorrow I will leave to make my life as a student and maybe get a job. I'm a little overwhelmed. Luckily, I will not go alone. Do you know what I miss even more than the maple trees? Actually, okay. Ben's ice cream. Is as in Ben & Jerry's? Actually, let's see if we can... Text, here we go. Message. This I like. Sound. Nothing special. Good. I'll go get us a favorite for the last time, to honor the good old times. I didn't even get to see what the hell that last choice was. I'll go get us our favorite for the last time to honor the good old times. Okay, that's a great idea, or I'd rather choose a different flavor. Oh, that's a great idea. And maybe it's the angle of things, but he looks like a freaking giant. And she looks like she is normal size. I love the fact we don't only have the same taste in music, but also in ice cream. And I love how, even if it will start an adventure in a different town, full of new people and experiences, some things will always stay the same. So typically you, making it all a deep metaphor. But I agree. Our friendship and Ben's Choco Vanilla will always remain as great as always. Now, if that's settled, let's go. We walk away towards the ice cream parlor. The thrills of the birds, the running of the children. It sends shivers down my spine to think I won't be able to return for a while. I was so lost in thought, processing this silent goodbye that I didn't notice a solitary passerby who almost collided with us. Hey, watch out! Don't worry, Lucy, it didn't hit me. Is this the femme fatale they were talking about? Slowly the sun begins to set, offering a beautiful view of streams of light passing through the leaves of the park's trees. Leaning on a railing that separates the park from the street, we savor our cones almost in a ritual attitude. Lucy asks for extra napkins, because she knows me so well. We're a sloppy eater. Okay. That's a long zoom out. What if you're too busy at college to spend time with me like this? We like to make the most of it whenever we meet. I wish I could pause the moment and make it last longer. And make it last more. Okay, there's a few. Yeah, I know that Team Brunomir is not from They're from Spain, I believe. I think it was Spain. And sometimes some of the words are not correct. This is just the first chapter, so it's, I think it was called a beta 2, so that's to be expected. We as the users will give them feedback on what's right and not, essentially. I wish I could pause this moment and make it last longer. Wait. Do you regret this? There's nowhere to study music here. Moving out was the only way. She looked for the music programs, got the scholarships, even filled in the forms for us both. All I achieved I owe it to her, but sometimes I wonder. Am I making my own choices or just letting her drag me with her? Wow. Do I even like Choco Vanilla? Well, that's a little late to be thinking about that right now. I wish someday I could stop thinking too much and get a tight grip on my own life decisions for a change. I feel it's a bit too slow, these zooms and things. Just make it go a bit faster. Yeah, I'm glad I get to be there with you, for you. You have passion, perseverance, and in what you pursue, and exceptional artistic gifts. If I don't regret this, it's mostly because I know for sure you'll get far, Lucy. And if you ever need help with the technical parts, you can always give me a call. Do you really think I'll succeed after college? I'm certain soon I'll see your name on the billboards in the best concert halls in the world. I just hope that after you are famous, you don't forget about me. I'll never forget about you, silly. I mean it. When I picture myself in that situation, on a large stage with a spotlight following every step I make and the public screaming my name, you're always there on the front row. We fall into a deep silence, as if trapped by the stage magic that she has just recounted. I get lost in the spark of her eyes, her passion clearly reflected in her gaze. I feel a mixture of admiration and envy, because I never loved anything with the intensity she feels for her dream. That's why I go to the end of the world to help her make it possible. So you're sacrificing anything you could be to make her dreams come true, okay? In this day and age, that is called a simp. Sorry, I'm just being mean. Okay, that was a weird change in graphics. Of course I'll be there. You always count on me. Her features change when she locks eyes with me. Her lips part, but then she remains quiet, as if she had decided to hold back last minute. What is it? It's just, if I make it, it will be because of you. I'm so lucky to have you in my life, Jake. You've done it all yourself, and you helped me way more than I've done it for you, by the way. I bet you'll get sick of me hanging around all the time now we'll move to the same apartment block. Lucy rests her head on my shoulder when we finish our ice creams. When I look down, it warms my heart a bit to see she's smiling with her eyes shut. Speaking of which, I'm assuming you're done packing. Oh, right. Of course I'm done. By the way, I should get going. Jake! She rolls her eyes but can't help her laugh coming out before we greet each other and I rush back home. She rolls her eyes but can't help her laugh coming out before we greet each other and I rush back home. That sentence does not roll off the tongue in a good way. I don't know how to fix it either. This is what I'm talking. It's so slow. It's beautiful, but it is slow. Okay, I can't press past it. Okay. Not obvious. As soon as I enter my boxed up bedroom, I think about the memories I had in it. Is it true my destiny what I'm chasing? Is it my true destiny what I'm chasing? Am I chasing my true destiny? Reverse the words. Am I going in the right direction? For now, all I know is that I will be fine if Lucy is in there too. I put the last few things in a bag, looking for anything I could have missed before going to bed. After a long way down, we reached a high-rising apartment complex of the new city. Despite it looking dirty and dingy on the outside, we're excited. The building is the typical construction destined for the lodging of the middle-class student body. It has a modest, sober, but relatively neat facade. This place looks slightly different to the pictures, but we can see each other at any time, almost as if we're roommates. A very cosmopolitan contingent of passerby can be seen. Passerby. How do you make that plural? Passerbyers? A very cosmopolitan contingent of pedestrians. That's the word. How pedestrians can be seen. And on occasions, the use of different languages is heard. The lighting is mainly coming from iron columns equipped with very powerful ceiling lights. Its streets present a fairly monotonous uniformity with a ochre. I know that's a word, but I don't know what it means. Ochre of its building and the grey of its road. In the street corner opposite to the apartment block is a small bar diagonally situated from them with chairs both inside and outside the building. There are numerous trees scattered about the sidewalk covered by stone-type structures made of iron and metal. There is also a record store opposite the apartment with a big handwritten "We're hiring" sign. May I help you with the luggage? Oh, come on, we both know I'm stronger than you. Oh, yes, you know. Yeah, then you won't struggle to see through the boxes you're carrying to go to the upstairs without tripping. There's an elevator too, but fine, help me with the heavy ones. We walk into the building, deposit our things at the reception, and try to work out where our respective apartments are. It's actually very nice to play a 2D game like this after playing so many adult visual novels, honestly. It is refreshing to the eyes. I really like it. And not only because there's a difference, but because this looks great. The art is amazing. Really, this is really pleasing to me to look at. According to the landlord, each floor has 6 individual apartments with around 2 rooms in each. Here, isn't it yours? Oh yeah, that's also something. In Leap of Faith, I would usually complain about how big and empty the rooms are. And it just made me realize that's the same thing going on here. But this room is not moved into yet, so that makes sense for this game. We walked in and, despite Lucy's complaints, I helped her to unpack. Well, finally! After a great sigh, she falls on the couch with a gesture of exhaustion. At least now I have enough clothes in my closet for a couple of weeks. Wait a second, that wasn't all? Of course not! Next time I visit my parents, I'll bring some more. Hope that means you won't continue stealing my oversized shirts. You wish. They are very good friends. Ah, that's the speed I like. When we're done with hers, we do the same in my own room and working hard to clean the floor and rearrange the furniture. By the time I was almost set, Lucy notices something about out of place, so she moves the old TV on the shelf that wobbles slightly. She won't stop until the position's perfect. Seems like it will fall there. Better find another place for it later. There's no need, I got it. And then I'll set your alarm for the classes. Pfft, come on, let me be. No. I will be the controller of your excesses. It's the only way you won't oversleep. I will be the controller of your excesses. I don't know what that means. Let me just warn you, if you come and wake me up every day, I'll get up in a very bad mood. Why do you think our apartments are on the same floor? We burst out in laughter when I throw a pillow at Lucy, pretending to be angry. She throws it back, playfully. Tomorrow, I'll start looking for another place to live. Perhaps at the other end of town where you'll never find me. Ha! Oh, shut up! And I'm also installing video surveillance cameras so no one walks in to bother me. Unless at any point you meet someone you'd rather be woken up. Unless at any point you meet someone you'd rather be woken up by. Yeah, that's... I know what she's trying to say, but this... I don't... Since I'm from Sweden, my English is not perfect as well, but I feel like I don't really understand that English. But looking at her face, she's blushing. She has a crush on us. No, he doesn't know what it means either. What does that even mean? The raise of Lucy's eyebrows, accompanied by a suggestive tone, really now, alludes without a doubt to my neophyte status on the subject. Neophyte? What the hell does neophyte mean? Nyomvänd. The raise of Lucy's eyebrows, accompanied by a suggestive tone, alludes without a doubt to my nyomvänd status on the subject. I don't know what they're trying to say here. Change about me changing the subject? No, we didn't change the subject. You know what everyone says about college, right? You might have to have female visits more often now. Oh. Okay, so it was about me being stupid, essentially. Not understanding that I will have female friends over. Lady visitors. You know what everyone says about college, right? You might have female visits more often now. I doubt it. Maybe I will. Well, he has been very aloof this entire gameplay so far. It's like he's a big giant that's kind of slow. That's how I see him anyway. So I doubt it. And also he is sacrificing everything to make her happy, essentially. I have other priorities, and you know that. Which ones? Your career? There's plenty of people working hard to make their dreams come true and falling in love at the same time. Are you one of those? She blushes at that and looks away quickly, taken aback by the comment before composing herself to reply. All I'm saying is that we could be open for the possibility of that happening. That's it. Forget it. Forget about it! Forget about it. What time do you start tomorrow? At 1, and I finish classes at 6 supposedly. From what I checked, your classroom is in the west wing while mine is in the east. So we could go together and then part ways. Well, I'll see you when you're done for the day. Not tomorrow. I'll go job hunting all day. I'm afraid the scholarship barely covers the housing. So we better look for another alternative to cover our expenses. Is that why we're traveling to the 20s? To get start working for the mafia over there? I should do the same. I guess we'll see each other at night. Lucy makes her way to the door with an enthusiastic smile. Sounds good. Sleep tight. Lucy leaves, so I get ready for bed, taking a moment to glance around in the darkness, comparing all these things with those in my old room, as if trying to fit my old life into the new. The bedroom is small in size. The wallpaper is neat, and it is comfortably equipped to withstand opposite temperatures. Opposite temperatures? That I don't think that's correct. How do you say that? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's also a possibility that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. The building has a central heating system and is made up of a wood-fired boiler. Wood-fired boiler, okay. An impulsion pump with enough power to supply all the apartments in the building. A hot water distribution network and their corresponding radiators, irradiating the temperature required and regulated by the user. Besides the shared bathrooms, there's a main hall with a very impersonal appearance. And 2 remaining doors to the private entrance of the watchman and a service door that communicates with the backyard, also for its exclusive use. The reality begins to come to me now the silence of this new home fills the air. I feel the weight of the responsibility on my shoulders pushing me down to the floor. From now on I have to look after myself. Ow! Someone knocked me unconscious. What the hell happened? I felt a particular bitterness in my mouth that made its way to my throat, burning me as if it were an abrasive substance. It's like alcohol, but even harder to swallow. What was that? Is someone putting ammoniac to my face? What the hell? We're just gonna ignore it? What? Lucy shows up early the next day and both of us walk out the building. A cold grey sky greeting us as we allow the front door to fly shut. And the sensation in my throat was bitter, just like the taste of alcohol. So it sounds like someone was using sleepy drug. So you waited until I left to get drunk for the first time, huh? I didn't drink anything, that's the problem! We continued talking and pointing out all the interesting sights in the city. The building that stretched tall to the sky and almost touched the clouds. The numerous eateries and shops, the streets filled with people rushing to work or taking their children to school. I love this city. I don't know how we were going to get to know our way around though. We were so excited by the sights of the city that we almost missed our first classes. Okay. Ooh, we can have a mystery date! Ugh. So early in the morning. Hurry up! Do you remember how to get to your classroom? I do, don't worry. Okay then, good luck, Jake. You too, Lucy. I watch her go inside, making a quick visual inspection of the corridors. The building structures are broadly a basic style of Baroque architecture. Curved lines, cornices, and columns. Ah! A lot of... Oh. I was gonna say a lot of loading screens. Bumping into a stranger and making her books fall interrupts my train of thought and drags me back into reality in a matter of seconds. Sorry, I'm so clumsy. Allow me to... It's nothing, I was distracted too. I needed to help her collect her materials and our mice meet, smiling in unison. She kinda looks like... Okay, that's not what I wanted. I wanted just a picture. But she kinda reminds me of V. Sny. No? Vaisni from Ruby. But then I was caught off guard by the cassette half open that I just picked up from the floor. Michael Lanigan's band. You know them? I've been obsessed with them since the release of their very first album. You must be kidding, nobody knows them. We do, apparently. I let out a nervous laugh, unwillingly, and cursed under my breath for making it all awkward whenever I opened my mouth. She laughs too, though. I was running late for class. Right, so am I. See you later, nice to meet you. Those last words kept getting on and on in my head, in my mind, as I head to class and get a seat at the back, far from the wall equipped with a white screen for projections. And she's sitting there right next to you. That nice to meet you was spinning in my head like a pleasant melody full of new sensations, and my thumbs were distractedly tracing shapes over my table, soberly made up for a noble wood like this seat, joined together I don't know that word, laterally. Almost without realizing it, time goes by and the lesson ends. I intend to leave at last, but my messy thoughts won't let me concentrate. Was there any clue in the girl's outfit as to guess what she studies? Would she remember me if she ever saw me again? I wait in the same spot where we bumped against each other, and despite the crowded courtyard, my prayers are answered and she shows up, immediately locking eyes with me. Hey, I'm lucky to find you, Lanigan guy. Yeah, Jake. My name is Jake. Nice to meet you, Jake. I'm Nina. She remembered me. She came to the same spot just so she could ask my name. I don't think so. Does it mean she might be interested in me? Since you overcame the tendencies to crash things, tell me, are you a dance student too? No, not really. Stability is not my cup of tea. Yeah, that is what happens when you're 3 meters tall. You left that pretty clear earlier. She chuckles and something inside me slowly melts. She got this power of making everyone turn to listen when she speaks. I bet she must be wondering right now why she'd even bother talking to me. What is it then? Studio engineering. So you're one of those cute nerds. Is that a compliment? She's softening her gaze as if I was an adorable puppy. I don't know what to say, but I do my best to bring new topics to keep the conversation alive. Chances are we might see each other again in some parallel activity, related to both careers. Is that something that you want? To see me again? Excuse me? Is she joking around or flirting with me? By the way in which she smirks, there's no way to know for sure. Oh, look at the time. Sorry, I'm running late again. You must leave? Don't worry. Have a nice day. You have to leave? You're running late? Something like that. You too, Jake. As I leave, I turn around a couple of times to check if she's looking at me over the shoulder. However, she's not turning back and it makes me feel a bit disappointed. Oh wow, he fell hard for her. By the time I arrive home, once the school day is over, I wonder... Oh, I thought it was like a dog running around here. Jeez. By the time I arrive home, once the school day is over, I wonder if I should ask Lucy for advice. She always seemed to know what I should do. Maybe I could check if she has arrived already. I wonder if her job hunting experience turned out to be successful. Why can't I go past? There we go. Sheesh. I think that it wasn't even me who went past, it just exited at some point. At first there was a couple of armchairs at Lucy's entrance, a wooden table with 2 matching chairs, and, towards the back of the room, a tiny space for the kitchen. But now the place starts to show the telltale characteristics of its occupant. In a fleeting glance one may see that she likes good music. It has a preponderant location, posters of singers and rock bands scattered around the walls, as well as books and sheets of her favorite bands on the shelves. How did your first day go, by the way? One of the coordinators were missing. We improvised to organize the groups, and upon arrival, no one moved to greet me. I figured it all by myself in class. A few advanced students gave us a useless orientation speech In short, nothing remarkable happened, so I left early to look for a job. I'll continue to search over the week. I'm sorry for stating and fulfill your expectations. I can't wait to show up telling you about my day. Oh, that is just... Ugh. That sounds sleazy. That sounds very sleazy. Oh, you know what's gonna make you happy? Listening to what I went through today. No, that sounds sleazy. I know you spent years imagining how your first day at college would be. And I'm sorry reality wasn't at all like you expected, but keep your hopes up. I'm sure this is just the beginning, and soon I'll get better. You always seem to find the right words to cheer me up. Thank you for listening to me, really. Why don't you tell me a bit about you now? I might have had a little accident. Oh, did you piss yourself? What do you mean? Are you okay? Yeah, it's just a girl, but it doesn't matter. A girl? Tell me all about it. There's no way you're gonna keep that secret from me, will you? We promised to tell each other everything. Well, I bumped her by accident at the university, that's all. I don't know what impression I might have made on her. You must know better. I'm not a fortune teller, Jake. Give me some more information. Lucy seems so desperate that I take my time to settle down at the foot of her bed before I begin to relate my encounter with Nina in detail. At that moment, I just wanted the earth to swallow me, but I helped her pick up the stuff and suddenly she had her face a few inches away from mine. I was amazed looking at the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen. Look, Romeo, this whole romantic side of yours is new to me. Oh, shut up, don't talk nonsense. Lucy stops me from playing with my sleeves by holding my hand in its spot over my thigh. Only then I realize it makes me feel exposed to talk about Nina. There's nothing wrong about these feelings, because you like her, right? Way too soon to know that. She examines my gaze and continues before I get to reply. Luckily, because I had more questions about these feelings than answers. You said you ended up talking. That's cool. The only thing you need to avoid is to make a very obvious blunder next time you see her. Yes, but you know how I act around girls. You act just fine around me, don't you? It's different with you. Is it? Look, all you have to do is be yourself. If you do that, she will inevitably see what an amazing person you are. Do you really think so? I do. You know what's the problem with you, Jake? You don't say what you have in mind. You shrink. You hide in front of girls. Sheesh! Don't walk through life hanging that sort of chronically shy poster on your forehead. That way, no one will ever come near you. But isn't it boring what's going on inside my head? Don't you get tired of it sometimes? Not at all. I could spend years listening to your overthinking. And in fact I have. I bet anyone else would be glad to take my place and get to know you in depth. She shifts in her seat uncomfortably, and for some reason I sense tension in the air all of a sudden. I might be just seeing things, but just in case, I convince myself that best is to run away from these feelings and simply leave. I must go prepare myself for tomorrow. Simply we'll work in groups and I don't want to look bad. Right. I'll see you tomorrow then. Hey, he does have a girl, but he doesn't realize it. He's too shy to destroy his friendship. I'm gonna make fun of you. The next day I get into the library after the seminars, wondering, what is that genuine side of mine losing courage me to show meeting other people? What is it that makes me who I really am? Lost in thoughts again, huh? Be careful or you'll bump into someone else this time. Oh, Nina. Sorry I didn't see you. I wonder what you were daydreaming about. Oh, and by the way, what were you up to? I came to the library because they already sent us a lot of homework. I get you. I've been practicing the same routine for hours. Only then I noticed her core straight posture, with her legs perfectly aligned. Nina pulls her hair back and reveals her face, which until then was partially hidden. Always practicing training to lose some pounds, missing all the good parties. And then you get rejected because there are 1,000 girls you're competing against, and unless you can demonstrate your worth in less than a second, you're out. Sorry, I guess I needed to let that out of my chest. It's okay. Maybe you can focus on the bright side. Even if you're rejected for a role, you've gone so far already. Your parents must be proud that you're trying so hard. Nina remains silent for a second, her eyes meeting mine with pain, before her features change completely. Before her features change for completely. That is not correct. That can't be correct. She shrugs and laughs it off, as if she didn't care. Did I say something wrong? You're so funny. It's a shame I have bored you with my drama already. No, you don't bore me at all. Ah, thank you. It's so sweet. You don't sound like a city boy at all. Maybe that's because I came from Johnsville. She nips her lower lip as if trying to remember where that town is located in a map. It's not the first time I get that reaction, so I got an almost rehearsed speech prepared. It's a small town that produces syrup among the maple trees. Other maple tree derives. It's a small town that produces syrup among other maple tree derivatives? I don't think it's derives. It doesn't offer great opportunities to study, work, or even socialize. So you give this place a shot, seeking... I was not expecting that question. The one that has been stuck in my mind for years. What am I after? Is accompanying Lucy and making her dream come true the only reason why I moved out? I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who's still fighting myself here. But there's no rush, right? We might as well live our lives before we make it make sense. Look at the time. We are destined to race against the clock, it seems. Right. I'm running late for class again, but it was a pleasure. The pleasure was all mine. See you later, okay? Yeah, no problem. Goodbye. I borrowed the necessary books for my class without even exchanging words with the lady at the desk. After class, I spent a few hours puzzling over different texts and assignments until I gave up and began circling job offers in the newspaper. Most of them ask for skills I do not have, though. And, what's even worse, they most likely expect me to go through job interviews. That sounds like a nightmare for people like me. When I finally get too stressed out thinking about that, I'll leave with a tired sigh. Whoa! What the hell? Just everything rendering... No, what's it? Buffering. Hey, are you done with your homework? Most of it. Yes. It gets confusing at times, but I guess that's common. Are you done with yours? You might have come to visit so that I could help you. Not this time. Look. Excitedly, she shows me the cordless telephone a person at the reception must have let her borrow, but I don't grab it just yet. I was getting back home today to call my parents when I stopped at the Copper Guitar Cafe and realized they had a hiring sign outside. I entered and talked to the owner about you. He gave me his number so you could give him a call. Why don't you take a shot and introduce yourself? I wish I could, but... Jake, it's a mixture of a record store and a cafe. Wouldn't it be dreamy to work among those shelves full of music and delicious food? It wouldn't be so different from those years you spent climbing on trees with your headphones on, bringing snacks with you. Except now I'm supposed to speak. Lucy rolls her eyes and insists on passing me the telephone, so I grab it in the end and dial the number on her paper, waiting nervously. Hi, my name is Jake. I believe my friend Lucy talked to you about me today. Tell him you're a student at the university nearby. Shh, he's listening to you. No, sir, I don't have previous experience. But he's excited to get that experience in an establishment of as many excellences as yours, sir. The owner chuckles from the other side and finally agrees on giving you a chance. Working on the weekend at first as part of a trial period. I can do that, yes. I'll start on Sunday. Perfect. Thank you so much. Woohoo! Is that my heartbeat? As soon as I end the call, I bring my hand to my chest, breathing heavily. Lucy, who was in the middle of a happy dance, stops and turns to me with a frown. Jake, what's going on? Are you okay? It's that sensation again, but stronger. The burning alcohol you mentioned? It seems more serious than I first thought. You should definitely go see a doctor. I'm fine. Forget about it. It's probably due to the recent changes in my life. I bet it will pass if I go get some sleep. But if it doesn't, promise me you'll get checked, okay? Oh, you're right. Yeah, Prohibition era. A lot of illegal alcohol. It's not that easy to sleep tonight since the substance in my throat is constantly causing pain. However, at some point I realized that the echoing sound of the alarm has been going on for around 10 minutes. Still half asleep, I rub my eyes and look at the time, gasping. Without wasting a second, I jump out of the bed and quickly change. I don't even get to eat before grabbing my backpack, throwing all the necessary equipment and running at full speed through the city to the lecture theater. I make it on time, with many students coming out and into the place when the lecture starts. Once again, I barely find one empty seat in the back, so I collapse there with a relieved sigh of extenuation. Oh. I knew we might have elective subjects in common. Nina, why? Oh, history of music. Right, that makes sense. What's new, besides breaking a running record? He chuckled softly, not to be overheard by the professor in the front, pointing at the board and gesturing while speaking in such a low volume it is almost impossible to hear from the back. I'll start working on the weekends at the Copper Guitar Cafe. That's great! You know what to say. Now you can ask any girl to go out with you. Again, is she flirting with me? I don't even know how to respond to that. Oh wait, I should copy that part because it's the only section of the book I didn't quite understand. Sure, go ahead. I should do the same. During the time left, I do my best to focus on the lecture, but Nina's raising her hand to participate despite being in the back. She seems so confident, gaining the attention and admiration of everyone around her. She's the exact opposite of me, trying to be invisible where nobody can see me. Why would she even bother to spend her time with me? Could I be a part of a cruel joke? By the time everyone starts getting back on their feet, I stop daydreaming and notice the class is over. Clearing my throat, I face Nina before she leaves with that super bulky load she intends to carry. Is it too daring to ask her where you're going next? Maybe I can help you with that. Would you? I'll coordinate a nutrition workshop with a professor, but I'd appreciate your company. I'm happy to be able to help. Please, give it to me. It is no longer just her eyes what takes my breath away. The more I get to spend time with her, the more aware I am of her graceful moves, her laughter, the exquisite pout of her lips that add that quota of mischief. I win slightly when the bag is handed to me, but I ignore the weight and keep going. The privilege of her presence lasts a few minutes. Then I greet her and join my group to work on a specific studio engineering assignment. I thought your meeting would never be over. I've been waiting outside for ages. Sorry, I had no idea you'd walk me home today. I want to surprise you, that's all. Are there news about this Nina girl? Oh, she might be around to listen. Come on, we're already out of the campus now. Tell me. Being myself isn't helping. All my comments sound silly, ridiculous, inconsequential. You're being too harsh on yourself. I think I should change the tactic. Else she will end up being a close friend of mine, just like you are, instead of something else. Lucy seems hurt by those words, but dissimulates well, hitting me on the arm playfully as we enter the building. You'll find a way to impress her, you'll see. What is it that fascinates you so much about her, though? Apart from her beauty, of course, and her confidence, her development, her freshness. She doesn't seem to have flaws at all. In fact, there's something as special about her. She's hard to get, unreachable. I couldn't explain it, but I believe it's almost a miracle I get a chance to even talk to her. Yeah, you are, putting her on a too high of a pedestal. And that's what I like the most about her. Chasing the impossible, huh? Sounds reasonable, yeah. Don't mock me, I'm serious. Maybe if I use the music again, we could connect as we did at the beginning. But in a way that's not friendly anymore. If you know what I mean. To make my feelings clear, for her to not mistake them with mere politeness. Yeah, so they said this game would take about an hour to play. Yeah, I've reached an hour now. Feels like I'm only halfway through. Soon we get into the room to watch TV, in a low volume to continue talking as well, having dinner together and working on our homework before she returns to her own apartment for the night. You go the extra mile when you like someone, right? If she acknowledges all of the effort you're putting into getting to know her and making her happy, she might guess your true intentions. I must find out what she likes then. While I walk to the library the next day, I process the conversation I had with Lucy. I wish I could communicate with other girls the way I do with her, but nobody seems to understand me as much as she does. She reads me so well. I was looking for the quietest location when I'm pleasantly surprised by Nina, sitting there in a strange posture with her legs extended and a book in her hand. Hi, how are you, Nina? Hey, seems like I was the one daydreaming today. I noticed sporting vibe. Can I ask you why is that? It depends. Do you have some time to listen? All the time in the world. Sorry in advance for oversharing. You know that once I start... Please, go ahead. And then she opens up with the same eagerness and pace as the time she'd complained about her auditions. Yes, at this time, the anecdotes were about a particular dance routine that wasn't working. A group research. Even last night homemade dessert that didn't go as planned. It was bewitching. I just couldn't stop smiling with a dumb expression as the words kept coming out of her mouth. When she finishes recounting her existential novel, she raised an eyebrow at me, defiantly, and exhaled a silent laugh to not be rude to the rest of the students in the library. I bet you're one of those people capable of sleeping with your eyes open. What? No, not at all. I'm honestly interested in you. Your life, I mean. You earn yourself a cup of coffee from the machine. I'll go get it. Up on me. I'll go get it up on me. That should remove the up. But when I'm back, it'll be your turn to tell me how your day was. She leaves to get the coffee from the cafeteria and I panic, because a mentally rehearsed conversation going on in my head while I showered was gone. The stories seemed so interesting, even when they were about her daily life. I couldn't help admiring Nina's ability to overcome any adverse circumstance in such amusing ways. There you are. You're so full of light. It's just coffee, Jake. No. What I mean is, I don't have much to offer when it comes to our talks. I'd rather listen to you all day. She seems touched by that, and for the first time she doesn't leave in a rush to attend other important businesses of hers. Did she cancel the plans of the day so she could focus on me? That's presumptuous. I will never know, but it felt special. We worked on the assignments of the mutual elective, engaging in general topics. But occasionally, she would lean on my shoulder to look at my work and provide suggestions. And then, I'd be too distracted with her perfume to be able to pay attention. After a while, we decided to call it a day. On my way home, the music in my headphones was so loud that other people around could hear it if they tried. The memories with Nina wouldn't go away, not even while fiddling with the keys to enter the apartment complex. I just got a gift from one of my subscribers. Neato. Have to check that out later. My entrance interrupted Lucy's voice warm-ups. Again, she might be waiting for hours to see me, which melted my heart a bit. How are you doing, Lucy? You were waiting here for me again? Oh, all good, yes. I have something to tell you. I'm all ears. Shoot. I got a job at the pub. They were looking for a singer, so they only took me to the station, listening to me sing, and they hired me! Those are amazing news. We must celebrate. It's just one gig, but if everything goes well, the contract can be extended. I'm so proud of you. This is the beginning of your career. Ah, thank you. Hope you got news too. What did I miss about this Nina girl? I was thinking maybe you could invite her to the pub this weekend. Actually, I want this night to be about you only. We have so many things to catch up about her. Dude, I honestly don't want to hear you talk about Nina. You are simping too hard for this girl. And now, yes, I agree. She's, but, this is a difficult choice. Because she already said her piece, essentially, with what's going on in her life. But I really don't want to hear him talk about how amazing she is again. Yeah, let's go. Everything is going so well that I might take her advice and invite her. Yes. If you do, it will feel more like a romantic date rather than just friends hanging around. And in addition, you will attend my debut. Are you kidding? I would never miss it. But thanks, Lucy. That's brilliant. This time the pain is not there to bother me, so I drift off as soon as Lucy returns to her apartment. This, yeah. And I can't go past. Here we go. I was taken aback by the sound of her voice the next morning, and for a second I wondered if she had ever left, or if we had slept together instead. Or if she had spent the night, perhaps. If we had slept together means something completely different. Lucy, did you sleep in the room? Did you sleep in the room with me? What? No, I used the spare key to wake you up because I got worried. I was knocking on the front door and you didn't seem to hear me at all. I thought it could have been your illness getting worse. When I jumped out of the bed to get ready, I noticed Lucy was extending a cup of coffee and a bacon sandwich to me. I smiled with gratitude and ate as we walked to class together. And get past this. There we go. As the teacher speaks in class, I think of Lucy's tenderness. She's always looking after me. Not even my mother has known that attention towards me. I can't recall her ever preparing my breakfast for school. By the time I leave the class, I wonder if I will ever meet someone who cares about me as much as Lucy does. And right then, I notice Nina stands slightly further ahead, so I get the courage to call out her name. Hi, Nina! Jake, hey! You've been spoiling me so much these days that today I was carrying heavy stuff and I really miss your helpful strong arms. She is very flirtatious. I wish I was there to make it easier. Does she think I have strong arms? I clearly don't, but it boosts my ego to hear that from her. It makes me want to become the kind of man that would always give her a hand. To stop being too hopeless and grow braver and stronger. Nina, there's something I would like to ask you. Yes? A friend of mine sings on Saturday and gave me some tickets. Since you like music so much, I thought I'd love to go with you. Don't feel forced. If you don't like the idea, I understand. No, I love those shows. So I take this as a date. Perfect. See you then. She waves at me goodbye and leaves quite quickly with a smile on her face. I must run to my next class, but my feet don't respond. My heart beats so fast I fear it might explode. She said yes. She's going on a date. With me. I can't even focus during the rest of the day. After classes, I throw my books down on the tables as soon as I get home and hurry to Lucy's room. There we go. She's so slow sometimes. Lucy! Nina agreed to go out with me. Oh my... Details, Jake! Yes, I always tell you everything, but first I want to say thanks. Your dream is helping me find my own. You're amazing. Of course I am. We both laugh and decide to carry out some pending university task in her room as we chat. Now the first rush of adrenaline is gone, all that's left is doubt and fear. What should I tell her when we're there? Will it be awkward if I'm running out of topics? From time to time it seems that she likes me, otherwise she wouldn't have accepted my offer or called it a date, right? But then I wonder if it's just a prank to laugh about with her friends. Relax. If that's the case, then it means she wasn't good for you. And you'll be able to look for a different girl who might value you more for who you truly are. But I don't want another girl. It must be her. She's the one. And that is creepy behavior. And that made her sad. Weirdly, Lucy remains silent for the rest of the evening, until we greet each other at the night and I go back to my apartment room. I'm on the highway to hell. And this is the first image we see in the game. I tried to... I mean, this is a Steam picture. I tried to get some rest, but the vivid image of Nina doesn't seem to get out of my thoughts. Her beautiful smile, her curly long blonde hair her wits. Is this how real love feels like? Are these feelings pure admiration of her undeniable beauty, or stronger, deeper manifestation of what I had heard about so many times but never before experienced myself? I picked one of my favorite cassettes, a mixtape of progressive rock that Lucy gave me for my birthday. That was such a nice gesture from her. This time, with a montage of sweet memories with Lucy, the nervousness slowly fades away without even realizing it, and I fall asleep. Looking for reaffirmation. The next morning I put on a casual outfit that doesn't look too much like a date outfit and knock on Lucy's door to get her opinion. But she doesn't answer. Maybe she's too busy preparing her gig. Lucy, aren't you there? I wanted to make sure if I look good enough for... I entered her apartment using my spare key just to make sure she didn't oversleep. But I confirmed she's too responsible for that. I glance around wondering what I will do next. In the past, I had always depended on her. Perhaps this time I must look after myself and face the consequences of my own decisions. Soft plush pillows around her bedroom and a plush rabbit looking exactly like her pet rabbit back in Johnsville. Rubik's Cube sat proudly half solved on the bookcase, among old pictures of Lucy's family. I even appear in her family pictures because, ever since we met, I haven't missed any of their meetings. I bet her mom misses me more than she misses her. After leaving the picture frame back in its place, I can't help but wonder what else I could find if I kept looking. Perhaps something that could reveal more about Lucy and her past. Ew. Dig in her past. We're friends, she won't mind that. Yeah, exactly. A childhood friend, not sister. I could look in her belongings and discover the picture frame in which Lucy and I would look younger and stand next to each other with a loving smile. This is my favorite picture of the two of us, so much that I have it in my wallet. I can't believe she kept it too. I do remember that day so well. A group of bullies from my class that wanted to steal my ice cream, so I ran as fast as I could through the park. I reached a dead end. They formed a circle around me and I gave up, ready to give them what they wanted. But suddenly, Mr. Peterson's dog started barking and the bullies left. We all recognized that sound and feared the Doberman, since old stories in the neighborhood said he used to hunt children. Of course he did. But it wasn't a dog at all. It was Lucy's perfect imitation, laughing when the big boys ran away and approaching to introduce herself, extending a hand filled with a sticky ice cream of hers. She did a perfect imitation of a dog. Makes me think of that old news report of a man imitating dogs. It was the beginning of our friendship. She always been so smart and protective around me. I'm so lucky to have her in my life. That's all. That wasn't much digging around. Soon I'll leave Lucy's room to pick up the mail at the reception and go to my apartment. There, I lie down in bed to read my parents' handwritten letter, rolling my eyes. Most people had telephones in their houses already, but my family had conspirative theories about the conversations not being private, so they would rather stick to the old ways. Let's see. Dear Mom and Dad, I miss you too. Lucy and I are just fine, thank you for reaching out. To be honest, I didn't know what else to say. My parents and I had always kept a comfortable distance, without sticking our noses into each other's lives. It was so different than Lucy's family. Everyone was direct there, with their questions and comments, and that made it way easier for me to open up with Lucy's mom than with my own. Either way, I finished writing my brief reply and I got ready to take it to the nearest post office. Besides sending the letter, I could go to the pub earlier than normal to relax a bit. I don't like how it shifts focus like that. Looks weird sometimes. Maybe that's that yet another reason why they need to get the pace go faster with the background sometimes. I delivered the letter to stop by a food truck, trying to eat on my bench despite the lump in my throat. I can't believe today will be the first date I ever had. Should I go empty-handed? An old conversation with Lucy comes to my mind to save the day. Once she said a perfect date started with flowers because it served to prove that the other person had been given it thought and relevance. Perfect date, huh? I believe it's not about the place or the activities we do together, but the person you share that moment with, you know? But assuming it's that person, then a bouquet of flowers would be romantic. Going to a bar, maybe? Or a concert? Preferably at night to look at the stars together on our way home. Yeah, she is talking about you two dating. That would most certainly be my favorite type of date. Here's the thing also, she knows damn well how dense Jake is. So she should just go for it. Because he's way too dense to actually try anything. Thus, I must go all over the city looking for a street vendor to get Nina some flowers. Ooh. As the sun sets, now my mission is completed. I walk toward the place where the show site is located and admire its site. The entrance shows a protection system made up of thickly structured bars and a mechanism of 2 locks integrated into them. After a while of walking in circles, contemplating the structure of the premises, Nina finally arrives, looking beautiful. Her delicately informal attire accentuates her easygoing and outgoing personality. In addition, something I would never admit out loud, Nina's appearance was undeniably attractive. Her tight-fitting dress with an impeccable finish would highlight her anatomy effortlessly, and the matching shoes kept sparkling at every step. Her hair, wavy blonde and extremely silky, bouncing as she walks, shines like a natural frame to her face, enhancing the smoothness of her skin. Her pastel eyeshadows and flawless makeup adds to the aesthetic. It's as if every part of her personality was combined with her appearance greatly. Yeah, I know she's pretty. Go on. It takes so long. Is everything okay? I'm not too late, am I? But what? No! I mean, hi! These are for you. I hand her a bouquet and her eyes go wide for a moment, before breaking into a smile and accepting the flowers with a light blush on her cheeks. Oh, aye! Thank you. You're so cute. Shall we get in? Ah, my nose is so itchy. We walk inside, glancing around. The setting of the pub is strikingly sober, even wider than it appears on the outside. The entrance, the wardrobe, the first area of tables, the group of armchairs, the bar, and the stage all have an exclusive lighting kit. The L-shaped bar has high stools. There are circular tables for larger groups and smaller cubicles for individuals or couples, with very small and narrow tables to facilitate dialogue. And, at the back of the premises, there is a staircase that gives access to the upper floor, made of good wood, given only as reserved. All this array of amenities is the best complemented by a relatively small stage, but with space available for 6 or 8 musicians, including the technicians needed to put on a show. We sit on the front row and I pay for our drinks, handing Nina her own. Thank you, I was suffocating. Allow me to take your jacket then. What a gentleman. Her lights dims as the band joins the stage. Lucy looks nervous as she gets ready to play, but this melts away when she locks eyes with me and I show her my thumbs up. So that's the friend who gave you the tickets? Oh, there she is actually. Huh, awesome. Yes, she's Lucy, my best friend. I see. Nina keeps her eyes shut to enjoy the music as it begins. Lucy, who mastered her initial nervousness, immediately takes over the stage. She isn't bad. She's excellent. Minute by minute, her magic is catching the attention of the public, which, although not numerous, responds to her performance with a respectful and attentive silence. I caught myself leaning forward, as most of the times in her rehearsals, but in a different way now she's on stage. Everyone claps by the time the show goes into a brief intermission and the musicians leave the stage. There's a special glow in Lucy's eyes. I had never found her so outstandingly beautiful. Really? Sheesh. It just took her to become something before you could see her. I'm having a good time, Jake. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad you like them. Would you like to meet Lucy? Oh, can I? From the first time that we met, I had never seen any shadow of insecurities transforming Nina's features until then. She seemed genuinely nervous as we made our way to greet her. Lucy, you were amazing! Jake! Hugs. She jumps to my arms and I don't hesitate before lifting her in the air a bit, taken aback by her clingy reaction, but holding her tightly away with a chuckle. I'm so happy that you made it. Thank you. You know, I would never in my life have missed it. Only when I pulled away and the magic spell of her eyes all over me breaks, I remember Nina was there too, with her arms crossed over her chest. So I cleared my throat and turned to her, reaching out to take her hand in mine with our fingers intertwined. That's a bit too soon. This is Nina. I talked to you about her. Quite a lot, yeah. Nice to meet you, Nina. You are really gifted, and And that's odd coming from me. I'm not used to complimenting others unless they deserve it. It's an honor, thank you. I've been practicing non-stop for the last 2 weeks. It shows. I shift uncomfortably, wondering why there is suddenly tension filling the air, as if a storm was raging inside the pub. Raging, is that the right word? Okay, I honestly don't know. The guitarist starts to retune his guitar, and Lucy stops analyzing Nina carefully to turn back to me. I must go now. Are you coming to the after party? We'll see, if we're not too busy doing something else. Nina sends electricity through her gaze and Lucy looks down in the end, swallowing. Defeated, she forces a smile and waves her hand to me before joining the band on stage. Alright, let me know, Jake. Bye! Yeah, break a leg. So, Nina sees her as competition. We go back to our seats. Nina crosses her legs and acts in a more possessive way towards me, which increases my awkwardness around her. In fact, my hand is shaking so much I can't even take my glass properly. She's so nice. For how long have you two been friends? Since I can remember. She's like my sister. I see. The second half of the show ends on a high. The band looks exhausted but elated. The audience cheers on their feet, clapping as musicians leave the stage. Lucy seems to be looking for someone through the crowd. I can't help but wonder if it's me. Would you mind following me outside? There's so many people in here that I can barely hear you. But the after party? It's just a minute. Okay. When we get outside, the wind blows Nina's hair and I get lost in her perfume once again, making it tremendously hard for me to articulate. I'm really enjoying this. Nina looks straight into my eyes, letting a smile spread on her lips. Is she expecting me to say something else? I'm pretty aware of how regular dates end. Does she want me to make the first move? I also feel good in your presence. You're so different from the most boys. It makes me wonder. You must have many girls to go out with. Why would you take me out? Is she serious? Isn't it evident I have never gone out on a date before? Lost in thought as we sit, I observe buildings around, illuminated by dim light bulbs. I asked you on a date because I wanted to get to know you out of school. I wanted to get to know you out of school, outside of school. Outside is the important word here. Flanking it, some 10 or 20 rough openings, apparently strong. Thick, all with a pair of bolts each, embedded in their metal structure. And as a complementary, externally walled up with a metal grill. Is seen as a whole, like a solid fortress sealed by multiple... I don't like this sound. Sealed by multiple and solid doors, guarding surely something very valuable. Almost all of them were posters and painted legends on their surfaces, alluding to industrial brands or export and import items, witnesses of current commercial times. Why did you want to know me better? Nina's face illuminated by the only light in that sector of the street. She remains expectantly, but my mind goes blank and the words just cannot come out. We giggle at the same time, with our lips inches away from another. Jake, I might want to know you better too. Nina makes the first move and tries to close the gap between us and kiss me with her eyes shut. If you're gonna go that far away from each other with closed eyes, you're going to wow! But suddenly a violent gust of wind travels through the alley and the street lamps around start flickering. Faint sounds of thunder erupt, around the two of us as flashes of lightning strikes around the pair, which is then replaced by the squeaking sound of the emergency exit toward the back of the pub that is left swinging. Papers I didn't get to read it all. Jake? And I don't get to skip this. Okay, I honestly thought we would actually get to kiss him and she would realize that I had dissipated somewhere during the kiss. For longer than required, my eyes remain shut. But the kiss never reached my lips, so I end up opening my eyes and glancing around in shock. For some reason, I find myself in a weird situation. I'm at a sort of underground poker room smelling of stale beer and stick air of drunken people. Lying face up on the floor, I figured with surprise that I am now wearing an old brown suit with a series of cards spilling from my jacket sleeve. Oh, you were cheating too, huh? But that means you replaced someone, somehow. So, is someone replacing you in the 90s? With a growing pain in my throat, accompanied by the sensation of carrying a heavy weight deep inside, I sit up slowly and feel the inquisitive gaze of spectators who follow my moves with undisguised hatred. What's going on? They're also wearing clothes that appear unusual. Men I have never seen in black, pinstriped suits of different quality and stages of wear. They look as if they had gotten out of an old vintage movie. Leave! Cheater! Go get him! Are you talking to me? I decided not to stay to find out and run away faster and faster, followed by numerous calls similar to the first. And this was the first image we saw of the game. Darting down an alleyway, panting, I wonder what happened, how I got here. A voice from my consciousness answers, in a much ruder tone than the one frequently heard in my thoughts. You're stuck in my times now, man, and you're in trouble. Thanks for playing the demo. The full game will be available in 2024. To help us fund the game, please support us in Patreon and get access to special content of the development process. And that is the end of Jake's Paralysis. It's a nice story so far. I did have a few things to say about the language, about how the things are animated and things like that. But the story it holds potential. I will say that. Very much so. And also, I said someone should replace him in the 90s, but no. We are just still using that man's body and his mind is still in our mind as well. So I will be looking forward to this when it is properly released in 2024. In at least 4 months. But yeah, and also as I mentioned, the animation, the imagery of this game does look amazing. And also this is really cute. Very cute pictures. But yeah, that was Jake's Paralysis. Thank you Team Brunomir. Almost said Boromir. Brunomir for letting me play this game, for reaching out to me, and I hope I hope that I managed to contribute something of value to you as well. I had plenty of fun playing this game. It's a nice little story, even if I think Jake is too much of a simp at times who doesn't know how to people and things like that. But yeah. And if you want to see anything else that I've been playing, you can find it at the bottom of the screen. And remember, just because you're not the main character doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye everyone.